Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Scrappy Chick, and I am here with a floss tube extra. After much debate, it has settled on the name Sunday She Shed Shenanigans. I almost went with the She Shed Shit Show. I like that way better, but my husband did have a good point that that might be offensive to some people, so just beep that out and I will try to keep my language a little bit better. I thought it was funny, but he is right. She Shed Shenanigans was really cute. A viewer recommended that one, as well as my daughter and I were brainstorming literally probably a few hours before that comment, or before I had seen that comment. So it won. It was cute. We wanted something with alliteration, and that was super cute. So this is this week's edition. I did settle on Sunday because of the hump day. It killed the alliteration. So the Sunday She Shed Shenanigans. I kind of like it. Anywho, so I haven't done a ton this week, and I will go more into why my week was so insane on my regular floss tube, which I'm going to try to get up in the next day or two. So in the meantime, I do have this little quick episode for you guys today. So we were talking about before fabric storage, which is one of the first things I wanted to tackle. I have not had a ton of time with this, but what I did do today with my daughter, so A, I bought a ring light. Hopefully the lighting's better. And B, I changed the angle of the camera. My camera on my phone will not stay in the ring light at a great angle. It keeps toppling over, so I'm still struggling with that challenge. We'll figure that one out too. Anywho, she came over today. We did some organizing. We did a few different things. But what I did was I have gone from this disaster here of things just stacked up willy-nilly to what you see at the top. We're getting there. I have it by fabric manufacturer and then by line within that. So I have a few clips I'm going to give you guys and just voice over it, so you're not bored to death watching me fold fabric. And then I'll tell you a little bit about some of the items that I used as well. So hang tight. I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the bins, or are the bins that I had previously with the big projects. And I had a couple small ones over to the side, which we'll come back to in a minute. This is me pulling out the pieces of fabric. So I have pre-ironed these to get the previous creases out. This is a regular fat quarter. So I folded it in half again, and then you will see me fold it down. So when I fold it in half lengthwise or hot dog style, what that's doing is giving me a 4.5 inch width. And then I measure it on the mat to get it approximately 5 1/8, 5 1/4 before I start rolling. So I think I have one more. Well, here's the sped up process. So again, I'm getting it to the 5, folding that up and putting it in half, and folding up. So here is another. This is a stack that you would get from someone, say Moda, and they actually are already the perfect size for these bins. These are bins that I got at Walmart. They are the Home Edit, and they are the taller ones. I'll show you a pic of it in just a minute. I just took that ribbon off, flopped that right in there, and that is an absolute perfect fit. So I don't have anything else by that manufacturer, so that one's going to stay the way it is. And then you can see the one I'm working on there, which is a fig tree, over to the side. So here I am again, folding the fabric in half, and then in half again, and again that makes about 4 1/4, measuring that as I go. I've gotten pretty good at it. And that's, again, a piece that's already pre-cut to that size. The odd pieces, I'll show you in just a second, the challenge with that. And then I fold it down this way to about 5 1/8, 5 1/4, roll it right up, fold it all nice and neat with the pretty end showing, and then that is what's going to go into my bin. So I think we have one more at real time, and then I will show you what happens with the odd shaped pieces. Now you ask, why did I iron these and refold them? Because previously I had them folded in a different configuration to fit in those shelves. So they were ironed and then creased, so they kind of held on to that crease. And I wanted to get rid of those creases so that I can refold that to the proper dimensions that I want for this little box. And then I go to grab a piece and I'm like, okay, let's show you what happens with these weird pieces. So I've cut part of that off. That was a length of fabric, or probably a full 1/4 yard. So on something like that I've got a good amount of, I'm going to go ahead and just fold those ends in, pretending that it's as wide as the other, because as you can see, it's still longer. So it's a good sized chunk. Fold that to the same width that's going to go into my box. And then again, I'm going to fold that up in the 5-inch increments, 5 1/4, something to that effect. And that's going to fit right in the bin over top. And then in a minute, I'm going to show you, so sometimes you have a fat 1/4, sometimes you have a 1/4 yard. A 1/2 yard would also fit into these little containers just fine. My 1 yard pieces and bigger, I'm doing on those other fabric boards that I showed you last time. So let's stick that one out of the way. And I think this is where I bring in, if I do remember correctly, that itty bitty little piece that isn't quite going to fit. Okay, I guess not. Oh, here it is. Here's the itty bitty little piece. So that's smaller than a 1/4 yard. It's smaller than anything like that. So I can't really fold it right. So this is where I had gotten those littler bins I was telling you about. They're the same width and the same length, but they're a shorter height. And I'm going to use those for the larger scraps, not the itty bitty ones that are pre-cut, like 2-inch squares or long strips. So that's in comparison to the other one. Oh no, I'm sorry. Those are the itty bitty ones, and those are what I'll probably do my small scraps in by manufacturer instead of by size, which is how I had it previously. So there's the larger one. These are the two. Well, okay, we'll come back to that. Sorry. That's the length and the width. Again, it's the narrow bin from Walmart, the Home Edit. And that's one of those fig tree ones. I have it standing up, and this is the way they fit in my shelves now. And that's perfect. Or I can lay them down. If I ever get a different size room and bigger shelves, then I should be able to stack those and get 2, and that'll fit great as well. So I'm putting those away, and the next thing, these are going to be pictures of the new bins. I sorted the smaller projects into those. Some of the bigger ones, the huge ones, will stay at the bottom. Here's the bin sitting in the cubby, and then a bunch together. So apparently I forgot to get video of that last part, so I just added a few pictures. What that was were those larger bins kind of collapsed on top of themselves, and that was very frustrating. So I got some of the plastic ones recently, and I have like projects that I'm starting, and then the slightly bigger ones will fit a project that is pretty well underway and has quite a bit of material and pieces in there. Those 2 that I kept at the bottom are completed blocks with the rest of the fabric that I just need to go ahead and fold that excess fabric and put it away. And then those quilt blocks either need to go ahead and get finished into a quilt top, or I need to put them into the smaller bin so I can get rid of those gray ones. So that is it though for episode 1 of the Floss Tube Extra, the Sunday Shed Shenanigans. Hope to have reached out to you guys with some sort of an idea. I know it wasn't a lot, but I want to do one of these every week, give you guys some more ideas, maybe show you how I'm doing things. Maybe I can inspire you to go ahead and get your space cleaned up and organized as well. That would be great. So I'll see you next week with another Sunday Shed Shenanigans. And like I said, I will get my regular floss tube up in the next day or 2. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.